Hello everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about what is happening with XRP in the XRP community. Now in CoinMarketCap, XRP is at 24 cents, being a little bit stable right now. But now guys, before we jump into news, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, nor is financial advice, just entertainment value only. We can see here from Cali.
Dollars in tax increases. And you can't do that, Steve and Brian and Ainsley. You can't do that. You'll destroy this thing. We're gonna have a great new year. Now we're gonna have a big number come out. That's third quarter. It's going to be a very, very extraordinary number. It's going to be a record setter in all respects. Now maybe I'm wrong, and that'd be very bad that I'm saying this, but I know that's what I do. You're going to have an incredible number coming out just before the election, literally 2 days before the election. And I'd rest my hat on that. Watch what happens. Watch how good it's going to be. And next year, we're going to have a great year. But if somebody comes in and raises taxes and lets interest rates go up to a much higher level, that would be a disaster for this country. You know, we also borrow money. This was very bad because it took $3 trillion, maybe $4 trillion, to settle the problem where we have, you know, and I do believe we are rounding the turn, including without the vaccine. I think we're rounding the turn. With the vaccine, it's going to be great. But to get this horrible curse off our back, we had to spend trillions of dollars, and we kept it going really well. And we could use additional stimulus, but Nancy Pelosi won't approve it because she thinks it's bad for me in the election. Well, I think we're doing very well. I think it's bad for her not to approve it because everyone knows she's the one not approving it. But Joe isn't equipped to be president. He's shot.
So we have less than 2 months until the election, and a lot of people are really excited to watch what's going to.
What did we just hear? We are gonna have an incredible number come out just 2 days before the election. Maybe I'll get in trouble for saying it, but that's what I do. But XRP has tweeted out.
What actually gives rise to a dominant currency in international markets? So there's a quote over there which is from Barry Eichengreen, who has studied the historical evolution of or the transition of global currencies from the pound to the dollar, for instance. And he characterizes it as follows, which is: experience suggests the logical sequencing of steps in internationalizing a currency is first encouraging its use in invoicing and settling trade for kind of goods transaction purposes. Second, encouraging its use in private financial transactions. And third, encouraging its use by central banks and governments. So there seems to be that the way the sequencing works is it gets you get your currency to be used intensively in international trade, both for invoicing purposes and for settlement purposes. And then after that, that triggers its use in private financial markets. And then that triggers the demand for countries holding reserves in your currency. So the flow chart that I have over there is related to this paper that I have with Jeremy Stein on this topic, which
Once again from Boy XRP.
That's come up out of this whole space. It's the idea that we can design financial systems that operate in a decentralized way. So when we look at the financial system at large today, it is run in a balkanized methodology. There are different systems running by different operators in different countries, and there is no coherent standard to unify all of the payment systems for settlement. Now, certainly there are standards for messaging and rules and compliance, but there is no global ledger on top of which we can build an entirely new infrastructure. I think the idea of what we mean by the Internet of Money is that anything of value can be made liquid to any other thing of value in real time, cross payment systems on anywhere in the planet. So ultimately, in our vision, we would like to be able to see anybody in one network transmit value to any other network, cross asset in real time, as easily as sending an email.
Wow. So you see this as a positive development for?
We see this as tremendously positive, and not just positive certainly for us as the creators of the system, but I mean for the incumbent infrastructure as well, the incumbent players, the asset custodians that are running the system today, the clearinghouses and governments and central banks that rely on these systems. We think that this is a capability that can further their mandates and enhance their capabilities.
Do they think that too?
By and large, yes. We have typically, I mean, this is a big challenge in what we're doing, and I think that what they think when they look at this technology, their first reaction is to assess it against the blockchain. It's a little bit of a different technology. So once you understand that it's simply an accounting system that has these added features of market making and liquidity provisioning, that in turn, I think, opens up a whole new world of possibilities that are frankly very exciting for everybody, including regulators and enforcement who see a lot of potential in transactions moving across a coherent unified ledger, as opposed to trying to track down payments that are moving across multiple ledgers, which becomes very opaque.
Ripple is going to be Amazon on steroids. Digital asset investors tweet out.
So too, if you take things like XRP, which we list obviously, but when XRP did their MoneyGram deal and suddenly had real global distribution and a significantly different utility case than it might have, 2 years ago, say, that's relevant to our assessment of its utility. And so some of it's events driven. We may read something in the newspaper that will cause us to go back on a more urgent basis, and if not, we'll capture it as part of the periodic cycle.
Now guys, we're to the fun part of XRP in the XRP community. Now this is quite interesting. Natural Meta tweet out using Ripple XRP in the movie. This is from T. Murs. Now I'll leave all the links down in the description below so you guys could investigate it further, but we won't watch all of this. So let's just watch a little part of this.
Explain. I used the Ripple exchange to have the fiat currency converted to eCash and then into...
As we heard, Ripple. Interesting, guys. Fel Jester tweet out, sometimes deception can come from high places in this world. Sometimes from people you'd least expect. Know what you hold. Zero doubt. XRP is the heart of Ripple. Ripple to this day has essentially partnered with the whole world. We are at the dawn. Fifi has tweeted out. You guys can check this. If you go down here. If you go down the replies from Crypto Amigo. Great conjunction. Next here comes from the one. Remember, A. USD Swift front screen public. B. USN QFS back screen private. I believe in October, Gov will discontinue A and adopt B. You may not be able to set bank appointments immediately for currency exchanges. 10 days of darkness. We are ready. A lot of things should be ramping up quicker and quicker, especially in October as well. Obvious Rise tweet out, KuCoin, $150 million hack due to a, in quotation, security incident. 4 days before I told you that we are going to witness fraudulent attacks. Be careful, this is just beginning. Again, guys, remember not to leave your cryptos in exchanges. Look what just happened with KuCoin. Bonfire Guy tweet out, these are the connections that built the X-Rapid plumbing for the Great Reset they plan. Corridors. It's the connections to Trump that keep it arm's length away. It's Trump's plan to build on-demand liquidity for the world, the switch. We can see here from X Anderson, if you're new to Ripple, start here. I made it as simple as possible. We got Swift here, IMF, BIS, and then Swell. Crypto Whale, let's tweet out, Ripple has partnerships, works with banks, works with government, fastest transactions, lowest fees, regular cryptos, fake partnerships, hype nonsense, no real use case, owners hold 90% of coin, non-functional. XRP, the standard. The final tip for today's video comes from Baba Cux. Pool drop solved. You guys can check this out. Phone call, line red. If we go down here in the replies from Chris, the call, announcement, alignment correlate. US is the key. What is aligned at this time? Put is to announce during that event. Once again, guys, a lot of things seems to be upcoming, but who really knows what will happen at the end of the day. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you guys aren't already. Feel free to be a member of the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day, and you guys see ya.
This is the beginning of the greatest economic cycle this country has had since World War II. And I knew the things that Donald would do, and he hasn't even got started. But this is the eye of the motherfucking storm, the perfect storm. It ain't never going to get any better. Never. This is perfect for the QLA model. If I could have written a prescription or a formula, I couldn't have written it any better. Low interest rates, money's free, you stupid. Massive chaos. And Donald's going to rip the mother economy apart. And he's going to for practice in a good way. This is it. It ain't never going to get anything better. This is like a multiple orgasm the rest of your life, you fucking slags that are in the audience. This is it.
Sometimes I don't want to hear what Dan has to tell me. But as I wrote in one of my blogs, the old man, he's always right. Because he's telling you what you don't want to hear about yourself, but what you know is true. And that is, you're not stepping yourself up. You're not stepping your game up. And you get caught up in fear. As Dan says, false expectations appearing real.